This next story also has a bit of history. It's more recent, and the food is a lot better. When it came to telling a good story about St. Louis and food, well, Kara Vanager came here to the Hill.
I like to eat, and I like people. I says, we're gonna open a restaurant.
In 1971, newlyweds Giovanni and Jackie Galati opened Dominic's on the Hill. Almost 50 years later, it remains one of the most beloved Italian restaurants in St. Louis, winning awards and rave reviews, as well as playing host to a 5-decade-long parade of celebrity guests. Of course, it took a lot of hard work and sacrifice to build such a legacy.
We had to sell the house to buy this place.
And boy, did I cry.
And
I
we
didn't
had
want that.
to move upstairs, and I almost got a divorce from that.
Dominic started out about half the size it is today, but quickly became a favorite fine dining spot on the Hill, which is saying a lot for a neighborhood with deep Italian roots and great food on every corner. The young couple made a big impression, especially as they were, and remain, a consistent, welcoming presence around the restaurant.
I got the idea, says my wife belongs at the door, you know, because she has such a presence, the smile and everything. I says, and I stay in the kitchen with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law loved to cook, so she gets a lot of credit for that. She really helped us a lot.
The Galati's 2 daughters, Gina and Maria, literally grew up at Dominic's, learning about food, cooking, and the restaurant business by working alongside their parents and grandparents.
This was our home. A lot of Italian speaking, a lot of Italian food, a lot of big, loud parties.
It was very different from any other kid we went to school with because, you know, they always had 8 o'clock go to bed, and I would go to school the next day and be like, well, I went to bed at 11. I had dinner at 10. And everybody thought we were just really weird. But yeah. That was just our life, you know. That was that's what our parents made for us, and we all were always together.
But the Dominic story begins long before the restaurant opened.
I was born in Sicily, a little town called Giardinello. When I was almost 21, I came in America to visit my uncle. And when I came here, I says, I'm not leaving anymore. I'm staying right in this country because I love America. When you don't speak English and you're Italian, they put you in the kitchen.
Fortunately, Giovanni already had some experience on a kitchen crew in Sicily, which is where, thanks to an overabundance of Giovanni's, he had been given the nickname Dominic, which he adopted as a middle name when he immigrated to the United States in 1964. Working his way up through the restaurant ranks provided opportunities to learn the business and the language.
Here we go, Maria.
It also put him in the right place for the meeting that would change his life.
I used to work at Tony's, and the family used to come to eat sometimes. And I saw her, you know. And the first thing I saw was her eyes, you know. And I inquired about it. I says, who is that? You know, this is Angelo Ferrante's daughter, the barber. I said, can I get her phone number? At first, she played hard to get, you know, and she thought I was an old man, you know.
Well, his voice sounded so old on the phone. It did. He said, I'm a Giovanni Galati. And I go, who are you? Giovanni Galati. I saw you last night at Tony's and I would like to meet you. And I said, well, why didn't you come over to the table? He said I was too shy. What a line, huh?
Well, you got to do whatever you can
But anyway, he
to make an
insisted on
impression.
all stuff. So he insisted on taking me out, and I kept saying no, no, no. My mother said, who are you talking to? Will you tell him he's got to come over here and meet us first? And I figure if I said that, maybe he wouldn't do it, right, to meet the parents?
There was no problem with me.
Well, I told him that, and he says, no problem, I'll come right over. And it was kind of like love at first sight. It really was.
Well, the second date, I said, I'm going to marry you. She says to me, you crazy.
3 weeks later, we got engaged.
It's been a wonderful...
We've had our
What do you
moments.
think?
Yes, 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 yes.
Running the restaurant was, and is, truly a family effort. Jackie's parents helped the young couple get Dominic's on the Hill in motion, and now their daughter, Maria, runs their second location in Clayton.
She loves to cook. She's wonderful. She does a great job in Clayton. She spends a lot of time there with her husband. The husband is from Italy. It's nice that they can carry on our tradition.
They're both really great cooks, you know, just the simple food, and it's something that I think is the best thing to do, is just cook for the people you love.
Although she still helps out at Dominic's, daughter Gina pursued a different passion altogether. After traveling and performing opera for many years, she returned to St. Louis and the Hill.
I'm the general director and founder of Winter Opera St. Louis. We are in our 12th season and we put on full-scale operas. We have fundraisers here during the summer, something called Opera Nights, and so we have like a 4-course meal for our patrons. And then we sing in between courses. We also have a holidays on the Hill. We sing Christmas songs and Christmas carols to the guests, and it's a really fun night. They're usually sold out.
Probably the most satisfaction thing, the thing that I do, you know, see our daughter, you know, where she was born upstairs and perform in the restaurant, you know, it's a big satisfaction.
Knowing all the people that we've known all the years that we've been in business really helped me start my business. And that's my dad yelling in the kitchen. You know, having those people behind you that knows that your parents have a great restaurant, they'll like kind of follow the kids.
With Dominic's success, the young family was able to move out of the apartment upstairs, but the Hill is still an important part of their lives, especially for Gina, who moved back to the neighborhood as an adult.
It's a very old-fashioned neighborhood, and there are still a lot of first-generation Italians, second-generation Italians that live here. They keep the houses within the families. The church sort of propels the neighborhood.
It's just the best atmosphere. It's just like coming back home.
Sometimes it's not that great to know everyone, because they're always listening, you know, but...
After years of cooking tantalizing dishes served with old-school elegance, Giovanni's heart still belongs to a classic.
Pasta.
Why would you even ask that? I mean, it's like pasta.
Some olive oil, some basil, fresh basil.
The simple pasta is my favorite. Pasta with the vegetables, with the simple tomato sauce, you know, a nice clam sauce.
Not me. But no.
Come on, you like the pasta.
I would get really excited when I was a kid to just get McDonald's because I was always eating Dominic's food.
We make all of our own desserts. I think the most popular dessert we have is Jackie's dessert. My mom taught me how to make that a long time ago. It has 2 layers of cake, an Italian cream custard made with rum, cinnamon, pecans, cherries. No calories, of course.
Visits to Italy are a welcome break for the whole family from busy restaurant life and a return to their roots.
I think we have 156 first and second cousins in Sicily and in Italy. In my dad's town, Giordanello, I did a concert there, and the mayor, if it wasn't for the Galati family, I would never become mayor because we have so many. So as long as you get in good with the Galati family in Sicily, you'll become the mayor of the town.
Among the wonderful memories and unique experiences they share, the thing that stands out most to Gina and Maria is their parents' incredible work ethic.
They work so hard, trying to give you a good meal and make you feel comfortable in a great atmosphere. And a restaurant like this, there are not many anymore. And my mom and dad always, they stuck to that. And it's worked for them, and they instilled that in me, and I know in my sister, and it's always good to have a little bit of the past, you know, just to be part of your future, even though times have changed. It's important.
Looking back, time went so fast for us because we're so busy.
Here's yours.
I don't know what I'd do without my family. You know? Sometimes I wonder if my wife would want to do something else, but she always was with me all these years, with us all together.
So far, so
Right?
good.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.